Minority Whip.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I stand to support the motion, but with a very heavy heart. Madam Speaker, we should not be, as a House, we should not be doing an exercise in futility. You can see very well that there is a very serious conspiracy against the CDF in this country, especially by the executive and now with by the judiciary. Madam Speaker, this is a fund that has transformed people's lives in this country. I was in my constituency over this weekend, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, people don't have money to go to school. Children don't have school fees. And schools are returning them back to their homes, Madam Speaker. Where do you want them to go? The government is not giving them money to go to school. There is no bursary. The counties that we are being told this fund should be channeled through are not giving bursary to children. The only source that they had of getting school fees is the Constituency Development Fund. You can see the list that have been tabled here by the chairman of the CDF committee, Honorable Sirma. There is no single name of a member of parliament in those committees. You do not hear that Honorable JUNET MOHAMED is a member of the Suna East Constituency Fund Committee. I expected him to say that. He was reading names of ordinary Kenyans, ordinary people, residents of that constituency, who have come together, elected themselves as members of this committee, these committees that have been brought to this house, so that they can administer funds that come to them from the national government for the benefit of the societies that live in those constituencies. Madam Speaker, if we pass this list now, as we are doing here, because to me, I'm really worried. The next step is to gazette them. Parliament will send the names for gazettement. In a day or 2 days' time, the gazette notice will come out. These committees are expected to work. Their work is to administer the national government's constituency development fund. If the money is not there, what is the point of gazetting them? What are they going to do? They don't have even money to hold a first meeting. They don't have even money to buy a cup of water for themselves so that they can do the meetings. Madam Speaker, if this is not frustrating the work or the benefits that are for the people of this country, how else can you describe it? These committees, now, there is a ruling, I'm told, from the Supreme Court that declared CDF to be illegal or unconstitutional. But we are discussing here the financial year 2022-2023. We can discuss those illegalities in the next financial year, and we will see how to rectify it constitutionally, because we are the law-making body in this country. No other organ can make laws in this country or can do anything about it. So why is the funds that have accrued, the balances that have remained before, or the money for this financial year be disbursed even to the constituencies whose committees have been gazetted? Their committees, I'm sure Honorable Bokose is one of the most effective members of parliament in this house. I'm sure his committee was gazetted a long way ago. I am sure. Why can money go to Endebess constituency then, as we continue debating and passing the remaining constituencies? Madam Speaker, as far as I'm concerned, the only money that comes from national government that I am sure is of benefit or beneficial to the people of Kenya is the national government constituency development money. You can say anything you want. People like abusing members of parliament. People like tarnishing their names. You will never see a member of parliament sitting in a committee of CDF discussing CDF funds. But you will see many people in many constituencies, in all constituencies, that have benefited from the CDF funds, either in terms of bursary or building of schools, building of classrooms, building of dining halls, building of roads leading to schools, all kinds of things, Madam Speaker. So, Madam Speaker, it is my humble request, that monies should be disbursed so that these committees can start working as fast as yesterday, Madam Speaker. People are really suffering. When you see the news nowadays, you will see counties just lamenting that they have not received their funding from the national government. But this one is one fund that has the least administrative cost in this country. over 90% of money is disbursed through this fund reach the people of Kenya directly. It touches the lives of people in this country, Madam Speaker. So why I am talking like this is because I don't want to be seen, or I don't want Parliament to be seen to be engaging in an exercise that will not bear fruits. Once we pass this motion today, once these committees are gazetted, then monies must follow. Monies must go down to the countryside. Monies must go to the constituencies so that these committees can function, children can go back to school, schools can get. Now, there's a big problem in this country as we speak today. This thing called what? CBC. Children are moving from lower school to senior school or whatever it's called, upper school. You know, as we went to 844, so this grade something, Madam Speaker. There are no classrooms. Those children are supposed to attend those classes in their primary schools. They are not going to those boarding secondary schools where all of us went. They are supposed to graduate in their own primary school, from lower school from junior school to senior school. They don't have classrooms to go to. The only fund that could provide classrooms for them is CDF. You are not disbursing the money for CDF. Where will you get the classrooms from? Unless you want these senior school to be taught under trees in the whole republic. So people will realize that the work that CDF is doing is much, much bigger than even the amount of money that is disbursed by the government. So, Madam Speaker, in conclusion, I want to urge the House to stand firm. We are facing a recess in the next 2 weeks, and we are going to interact with our constituents for the next 2 months, from December, January, almost 2.5 months. Those people require services. Those people require attention. Those people require help. Those people require their children to go back to school. So I am urging this House, within this month, those constituencies whose committees have been gazetted must be funded without any delay. With those few remarks, Madam Speaker, I support. Thank you.